In the dim, cobwebbed attic of his grandparents' old house, nestled among dusty relics of the past, 13-year-old Tommy unearthed a peculiar find. There, beneath layers of newspaper from a forgotten era, lay a Nintendo cartridge, its label faded to a ghostly pale. The title, barely legible, read, "Eternal Echoes." Intrigued, Tommy dusted off the cartridge and took it downstairs, his curiosity piqued by its mysterious allure. The game was unlike any he'd seen in his collection or in any store. His first thought was to take it to Mr. Jenkins, the local collector known for his vast array of vintage games. When he showed it to Mr. Jenkins, the old man's eyes widened with surprise. "I've never seen this one," he confessed, adjusting his glasses. "Could be rare, very rare, but be careful, Tommy. Some games are best left unplayed." Undeterred, Tommy turned to the internet for answers. Posting pictures of the game on various forums, he was met with an eerie silence until a few unsettling responses trickled in. Warnings of a cursed NES game, eternal echoes that supposedly altered the minds of those who played it, twisting their realities into nightmarish visions. The threads were filled with tales of lost time, forgotten identities, and endless loops of horrifying gameplay. One message stood out, a private DM from a user named Watcher of the Void. The message was chilling yet intriguing. "Play it. You'll see things you can't unsee, but you'll understand everything." The night was thick with the weight of his decision. With the house quiet, Tommy inserted the cartridge into his console, the screen flickering to life with an eerie, static-laden start screen. As he navigated through the game, the world around him seemed to warp. Shadows grew darker, whispers filled the room, and the game's antagonist began to speak directly to him, knowing his fears, his secrets. Days blurred into nights. Tommy's behavior changed. He became withdrawn, his eyes hollow, his speech a mix of video game jargon and unsettling truths about the world. His parents noticed the change, but by then, Tommy was lost in the game, his mind tethered to its dark narrative. It wasn't until a stranger, claiming to be from a government agency, visited his home that the true horror was unveiled. The man, with a badge too official to be fake, explained in hushed tones about Project Echo, an experimental mind control program embedded within the game. Eternal Echoes was designed to push human consciousness beyond its limits, to control, to manipulate, to observe the breakdown of the psyche. Tommy was to be studied, his mind a case study in psychological warfare. But the project had spiraled out of control. The game was more potent than anticipated, crafting its own reality within Tommy's mind, one where he was both the player and the played. The agent's words were a cold comfort. "We can help him," he promised, but his eyes told a different story, one of regret, of experiments gone too far. The government needed to control the narrative, to suppress any knowledge of this Pandora's box they had opened. Tommy's fate remained uncertain, his mind a battleground where he fought against the echoes of Eternal Echoes, a game that was never meant for the light of day, now a legend whispered among collectors and conspiracy theorists, a cautionary tale of the dangers lurking in the shadows of nostalgia.